Hello guys, Art-Teeves here. In this video, I'll show you the sped-up process of texturing this sand castle in Substance Painter. This video will be quite short, as it is basically a single cartoony material that covers the whole model. I set the highest possible amount of rays on all tabs, disable the ID section, and set my subsampling to 4x4. The UV map has the resolution of a 2K and a tiling of 8. UVs are properly normalized, nothing is overlapping. Obviously, if you wanted to optimize it much more, a completely different approach would be required, such as creating a texture atlas, using a single roughness value, and possibly even skipping the height map. We aren't doing any of that here. First I create a fill layer, apply a black mask to it, apply a fill layer, and use gradient flakes with increased tiling to imitate sand grains. I use the tiling of 35 and also increase the height of the corresponding layer just a little bit. I also apply a blur slope filter in order to give my layer a more cartoony and stylized look. Next I duplicate this layer with two of its masks, alter its color just a little bit, reduce its height to a slightly negative value, and switch its crunch to cells 4. In order to highlight edges, I create another fill layer, make it just a little bit darker than the rest of the model, apply a black mask to it, and then add a mask generator. I enter the generator settings and play around with its curvature section until my edges are highlighted properly. Next thing I do is create a ground dirt layer that has a slightly darker color and a slightly lower roughness value. I do it to make a proper blending to the sand on which this castle will be placed, and also to imitate a darker shiny wet sand. You can play around with color settings here, and also some preset smart masks or grunges if you so desire. Here I've added another layer to highlight edges. This time I made it slightly pink, to give our castle a somewhat romantic look. Also I've made a black fill layer with a high roughness value, masked it, and used polygon fill tool to highlight most cavities, including doors and windows. Remember to check the looks of your model with different environment settings and light maps to see if it reacts to them the way you want it to. Once I'm done highlighting cavities, I go to blending options and increase the opacity of this layer, for it to blend properly with the rest of the model. do some final color adjustments here, and we are done. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like my videos, be my guest and subscribe to my channel for more stylized content. And most importantly, have a great day.